Um, I study in Prepatec Esmeralda. My role is education, my problem is water heat, and my scientific and technological tool are technologies. First, I'm going to provide the understanding and context of the situation. My city is Tabasco. In 2015, there were a big number of habitats. Let's talk about Tabasco. It occupies the 10th national place for its number of inhabitants. It is located in the southeast region of the country, bordering the Gulf of Mexico to the north, Campeche to the east, Belize to the southeast, Chiapas to the south, and Veracruz to the west. It is the eighth state less extensive. The location of Tabasco is in a tropical zone. Its soil elevation will respect to the sea level, its proximity to the Gulf of Mexico, among 191 kilometers of coast, determines the development of warm climate with maritime influence. The tropical humid climate is a very unique feature of the region, with temperatures ranging from 15 grades in the coldest months to 44 degrees in the hottest months. The average temperature is 26 grades, which because of the low altitude relative to sea level remains really constant. The literacy rate for inhabitants over 15 years of age is 91.3%. Tabasco occupies the first national place in terms of coverage of the mandatory pre-school education, with 87.5 covered. 87.6% of the population older than 15 years have post-primary studies. 16.1% have only the latter, while 4.7% of the population did not finish primary school or did not receive any instruction. Let's talk about our technologies. The term technology is defined as the branch of knowledge that deals with the creation and use of technical means and their interaction with life, society, and the environment, drawing upon such objects as industrial arts, engineering, applied science, and pure science. Also, it can be generally defined as the application of this knowledge for practical ends. Right now, we will use this term as something more general because our specific problem will be resolved with a specific technology that will be talked about during the problem and hypothesis. It's time for us to get to step number 2, which is identifying the problem. Our problem is weather in Tabasco. You have to put yourself in a hypothetical situation. You're in primary. You have to be in school from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., sitting in a small bench. This is a totally normal situation in every primary in Mexico. What makes difference in the studying situation in here is the weather. Being in a small classroom with other 30 students with a temperature of 26 degrees, with your paper pasted to your arm, you're wearing a skirt, long socks, a polo, and a vest over everything. In case of you being a boy, it's the same, but this with the pants. Of course, these things can get anyone distracted and frustrated. These problems are lowering the capacities of the students. If we resolve this matter, we can make even better the education situation in Mexico, in Tabasco. It's time to focus on researching and finding documenting information. We needed to research about this topic, focusing most of all in the side of education and what aspects affect the academic performance. We were able to find information about this with an expert in the topic who is called Melissa Pava. She's an actual university teacher in Villahermosa, Tabasco. She told us that we can start mentioning that in order for the teaching-learning process to be carried out properly, it is necessary to address multiple factors, among which are those related to the students' readiness to learn. This ability of the students is influenced by the characteristic of the physical environment in which the teaching-learning process is developed. 3 aspects are extremely important: lighting, noise levels, and temperature. Practically, the fact that a student feels that the temperature is very high or low becomes a distractor, since the focus of attention is directed at finding alternatives to perceive a comfortable temperature for his body. The human being, as well as any living being, needs to satisfy his most basic necessities, which are linked with his physiology and his physical conditions. As they are the most basic, usually it puts them before any other need or activity. In addition, Excessive heat can cause dehydration. When this happens, the physiology of the body is affected since humans are made up 70 to 80% of water. With dehydration, symptoms such as headaches, dizziness, fatigue, lethargy, desire to vomit, and even fainting may appear. All these reasons to reduce partially or totally the student's ability of learning. On the other hand, the brain needs being hydrated to perform its cognitive functions related to concentration, alertness, and memory, necessary for learning. So we can conclude that high temperatures will be a factor that would prevent an optimal teaching learning process. Other important information is how much money goes to public education in Tabasco, and here are the numbers. It's moment to step number 4, to establish variables and hypotheses. Our dependent variables are lighting, noise levels, temperature, hydration, and physiology and his physical conditions. Our independent variables are education, weather, illumination. And our hypothesis is, if we increase the money that goes to public education in Tabasco, air conditioners can be bought and then the education level will increase too. Step number 5, methodology. A methodology is a series of steps with detailed description to be followed in order to obtain the needed information to prove or disprove your hypothesis. Step number 1. Check all the previous research and select the useful information. Step number 2. In case of there's information missing, research more about a specific topic. Step number 3. Check our information and determine what is really useful to specify our work and make it more professional. Research for data and numbers we could use as reference to measure our unit. Step number 4. Get in contact with a professional in the topic. Step number 5. Get in contact with someone who lives in Tabasco. We did that with the same person. Step number 6. Get information about what's the amount of money directed to education. Step number 7. Get in contact with someone specialist in our tool. Step number 8. Get more information about how our tool has been used in the past. Step number 9. Find a way to introduce my tool. Step number 10. Review all our variables. How do variables affect the result we want to obtain? And final step. Determine if our hypotheses are proved or disproved and why we obtained this result. Now, our step number 6 is data analysis. Considering all the information we collect until now, it's clear that some conditions create a lower exploitation of students. These conditions are lighting, the noise levels, temperature, and students' hydration. Directly, the matter we are trying to resolve is connected with temperature and hydration. High temperatures, as the ones in Tabasco, are directly connected with dehydration, and dehydration brings to problems such as headaches, dizziness, fatigue, lethargy, desire to vomit, and even fainting. All this happens because humans are made up to 7 to 80% of water. The brain needs to be hydrated to perform its cognitive functions related to concentrations, alertness, and memory, necessary for learning. As now, you can see high temperatures in small classrooms can be a big problem for students, and it may stop to demonstrate all their academic potential. Now, it's time to find a solution to this matter that is completely understood. It's moment to find a solution to it. My solution is to increase the money that goes to public schools so air conditioners can be bought, and in the way the head won't be that much and students will be able to concentrate more. Now that everything's clear, it's moment for our final step, results and conclusions. We would conclude that high temperatures will be a factor that will prevent an optimal teaching learning process. We answer to 3 questions. It's our hypothesis proved or disproved, and why? Our hypothesis was correct because it is true that an important change will occur if kids don't get dehydrated and focus more in learning. Second question, what did we learn from this? Can we do better? I personally learned more about the place my family is from, and I learned to find a solution that I know affects them. Because I have been there and I have lived it, I know there exist bigger problems to resolve, but this is actually a good option to make things better, and most of all, to make better their quality of life, and in the process, making better students. And third question, why is this project relevant to me and others? This is a project that can make an actual change and not being very complicated. It's something very easy to understand and explain. This project should be relevant to inspire other projects like this that are examples of good ideas for people without anyone trying to take advantage of it. And we should really try it.